In his talk at TED 2005, Clay Shirky cites blogging as an example of mass amateurization. Bloggers can publish now anything they want to with the click of their mouse. The internet has done the same thing for learning. With sites like Google and Wikipedia, there's an overwhelming wealth of information out there to be found. Just like blogging to publishing, a PLE, or personal learning environment, brings the amateur and formal learning to the institution. In his rant titled Open-Mindedness, Norman Darcy muses, calling universities the bastions of control. He asks the question, why would a student want to participate in a system that they don't own and can't have any control over? He suggests that institutions start turning toward a more individual approach. The first step is to find ways for the individual to have meaningful engagement. This statement exemplifies how learning is a social activity. Ron Lubensky defines a PLE as a facility for an individual to access, aggregate, configure, and manipulate digital artifacts of their ongoing learning experiences. This is an individual process. The student must have an active interest in learning to begin with. Requiring the student to use a PLE platform personalizes their learning. As a student, you literally have the world at your fingertips. The textbook seems outdated. A teacher then is no longer the deliverer of information, but a facilitator, a mapmaker, guiding the student towards new discoveries. These discoveries need to be shared now. A network student using a PLE will be able to share them. In W. Drexler's YouTube video, a 7th grade student describes her experience using Symbaloo, a personal web start page, as a PLE. She walks us through how she uses the internet to gain valuable learning experiences, emailing a real scientist, earning the privilege to hold the class pet by completing a research project, and blogging all along the way. She explains, since our science class is paperless, you hardly need a pencil. Her example is proof that internet-based networked learning can be properly aligned to standards, assessed, and fulfilling for the learner. A PLE allows the learner to be in control of the learning. That learning is not delivered or mandated by the teacher, but is discovered by the student. A PLE would be most useful in a blended course as far as the institutional learning is concerned, but would be great to extend into lifelong learning through a social networking tool like Facebook. Although a complete social learning package hasn't been developed, there are sites like Smart FM that are beginning to set the standard. PLEs will overtake LMSs because of their student-centered nature. Also, an LMS limits the student, at least in an official capacity, to course content. Some difficulties, however, include the hurdles of resources and censorship. Many schools still don't have enough computers to allow even a majority of teachers to teach in this way. Also, the fear of exposing students to irrelevant or obscene content keeps many IT departments from allowing social media into schools. But as technology is integrated into schools, this will wane. I think we will begin to see more social learning sites like Smart FM. If we could somehow mash Smart FM with Academic Earth, a provider of open source courseware from many brick-and-mortar universities, one could be able to take real, not necessarily user-created courses and complete the coursework, achieving their own learning goals. There's a new push towards what Anya Kamenetz calls DIYU, or Do-It-Yourself University. She cites a high early college dropout rate and the rising costs as the end of higher education as we know it. She defines DIYU as the mentality that there is another way to provide higher education to the people who need it. She sees a world where students design their own personalized course of study and utilize social networking sites to demonstrate this learning. This individualized education will need to be based in a PLE, which will connect it to the institution. William Butler Yeats is said to have said, "Education is no longer the filling of a bucket, but the lighting of a fire." And a PLE brings that light into the classroom.